So today in studio, we have the pleasure of having one Vivian Owino, who is the co-founder of Frankies Foundation and also an MCA aspirant. Good morning.
Good morning.
Karibu sana, good morning, Kenya.
Asante.
How can our viewers find you on the social media platforms?
How you can find me on social media, my personal account is Vivian Owino. Political, it's Honorable Vivian Owino. Work is Frankies Foundation.
I like clear boundaries between the different aspects of your life.
Yes.
And I want us to start with you as a person, Vivian Owino. Tell us a bit about yourself before we get to the foundation and conclude on the political bit.
Okay. So, as I said, Vivian Owino, I'm 26 years old. I'm the co-founder of Frankies Foundation, and I'm a lady who grew up in Kayole, so that's my motivation behind Frankies Foundation.
Yes.
And why I'm supporting women at the moment. So I have a background in business management and ICT hardware, specifically hardware. I chose hardware because so many women are crammed in the software part of it,
yes,
but hardware is kind of male dominated. So I decided to get into the hardware field because it's more interesting and fun for me repairing these phones and laptops.
Yes.
So that's what I do.
All right. And
Yes.
now that actually brings me to Frankies Foundation. You said it is in line with what you're doing in the ICT space. But
Yeah.
where did the idea to set up Frankies Foundation even come from?
Okay, the idea to set up Frankies Foundation is it all came from the idea started from where we came from, myself, the co-founder and the founder, because we all grew up in very humble backgrounds. I grew up in the slums of Kayole. The founder, Franklin Ojambo, grew up in the slums of Madare. So growing up there, me being a youth and a woman at the same time, I faced challenges that I still see people from where I came from still face, which is unemployment and sometimes, most of the time, most of my friends even didn't finish high school. Not even to talk of some of them didn't even finish primary school. So there's this challenge that women are facing out there, especially those who dropped out of school because of lack of education. So you can't find a job anywhere. It's so unfortunate that right now our country focuses so much on certificates. What your certificate says, what degree did you have? That is what we are being labeled with. But now us sitting down and starting Frankies Foundation, because now we have these skills. These skills is what brought us from where we were, from that, I can say, poverty, from poverty. Now I'm able to do something with my own hands and earn a living. You see, if we can both do it, then somebody else from the same place can still do it, without us looking at the level of education, which school did you go to, but we believe in you, the person. As long as you have the interest, then this idea of starting up Frankies Foundation and training these women, because now, as I said earlier, ICT hardware is male dominated. So we wanted to bring in women, because if I can do it, and I remember years back, even in 2019, it's just some few years back, I could repair and somebody stands next to me and say, hey, ni wewe unaweza fanya hii kweli? Uko sure unafanya? And I'm like, yeah, you stand there and watch me do it. So it's like, it was amusing for so many people, especially men. Like, how can you do this? You're beautiful, you're not supposed to be wearing dust coats. And I said, women are not just meant to sit at the reception and welcome guests and do what. You see, sometimes do something fun.
And, you know, looking at the fact that you now heavily focus on women and women empowerment and bringing more of them into this tech space, what are you doing to sort of change this perception around tech and women, and even just looking at the whole STEM space? You find, again, as you rightfully say, it's male dominated. Yes, there are women, but there is this perception that since it's male dominated, let it stay that way because it's hard work and it's only for men. What are you doing to change this perception with your foundation and the women that you're working with?
With my foundation, first of all, I started by myself. I started showing these women that it can be done. I'm a woman just like you, and I am doing it. I'm now a computer engineer, I can do it. So it's not hard. It's all about changing your mindset that you can do it. And the good thing is that right now everything has gone digital. You see, almost everybody has a smartphone. So just trying to show them, I mean, how marketable this is. You see, we all have smartphones. Very soon, everybody is going to own a laptop.
Yes.
You see, so this is a field that I'm trying to tell these women, this is a field that we need to get into as fast as possible. We be the first ones, because so many people are...
Is there.
Yeah, the potential is there. There is money in it. You see, as long as you do your work perfectly and you know, you see, kazi utanifanyia, that's what I will tell somebody else. I'll refer somebody else to you. So I'm trying to change their mindset in the sense that it's not hard, we can do it, and this is the thing right now, technology. So if we jump right into it, and hapo mbele kutakuwa sawa.
No one is left behind.
Yeah, no one is left behind.
Maybe you could just even give us a real life example from your own life, given the journey you have gone through. As you've already mentioned, some guys, when they bring in their gadgets to get repairs here and there, they already have this perception about you. Are you the receptionist? Are you the one who's taking the gadgets? No peleke fundi. How has your personal experience been interacting now with the population, being a woman in this tech space?
My personal
pros and cons.
Okay, my personal experience has been both good and sometimes I can say discouraging. Yeah. Because some people are so mean, and we're still struggling with men accepting that women can also do what men can do. You see, so I'm still struggling with that. Some people are like, wow, you can do it, then that's cool. It's so cool to some people seeing a woman doing this type of thing. So the experience has been all round, you see, but I'm learning to deal with it. Other women that are coming into the foundation are learning to deal with it. The good thing is right now it seems like a cool thing that a woman can do it. You see, you know, it's wow, it's a cool thing, which in some countries it's very normal that women can do these things.
Fantastic. Again, if you are a woman and you are in the tech space, we'd absolutely love to hear from you, and especially so in regard to this discussion, just trying to change the perception and the mindsets that people have, or the society has put in place when it comes to women and the tech space. We always say that the, you know, social, humanitarian, subjects are what, and areas of profession are what are, you know, biologically designated for women, and this tech, the whole STEM space is for our counterparts, our male brothers. But then again, it is an industry as it is. So if you are in this field, we'd absolutely love to hear from you, your experiences. Use the hashtag #GoodMorningKenya on Twitter. Now, let me come back to this conversation. Now, you found your way out. You were able to set up this foundation with your co-founder, and the experience of setting up this organization in itself, it's a not-for-profit organization. Yes. How has that been, and especially looking that it's still a business?
Setting up the foundation itself was not an easy thing. It was very difficult. As you know, in our country, when you're dealing with now this government and you're chasing after papers, so it took us almost, it's a whole process. It took us like, I think 1 year to finally get our certificates. Now we get our licenses as a foundation. We are now allowed to run as a foundation. So the whole process was not easy, and the main reason for starting Frankies Foundation is we were looking at our sisters back where we've left them, and we started up a non-profit organization where we train them for free. We're not asking them for anything. So they come into the foundation. We, as the foundation, give them the skills,
the whole training.
The whole training free of charge. So the training takes 2 months and a 1 month attachment. So it's basically like 3 months. We are basing our training purely on practicals. We are tired of theory. We are tired of theory because that is what we've been doing in schools. And if there's anybody out there who went to the universities, there are those classes we didn't even attend. So you just do your thing, and at the end of the day, umepata your certificate. You see, so we didn't want such a thing. We were two people who were thinking differently. Because myself, I hated writing notes. and I could just get tired of writing. You write them and you don't read them.
Yes.
You see, so we are coming up with something practical, and MACU, our target group is the vulnerable women. And you see, when you say vulnerable, some of them have not even gone to school. Some of them dropped out of class 6, class 8, so their English is not even that good. When you start ukianza kuambia some very difficult terms within a laptop, then somebody gets bored. So we wanted it to be very practical, and that's why we customized the course to a 2-month course, and it is the basic, what you need to know. We don't teach you what you don't need to know. The X, Y's and the what that we don't read now, we don't even see them anywhere. So if your screen is broken, then we will teach the student how to replace this screen. You see, it will not even take you an hour to master how I can replace this screen, how to remove it, how to take another new screen, how to replace it. So it's a very unique foundation. I think in East and Central Africa, it's one of the uniquest foundation that our foundation is on skill development in ICT hardware. Our long-term goal is to bring in other skills, not just ICT, but we can have other skills, because people are interested in different things. So so that we can accommodate everyone.
More people.
Yes, we can accommodate more people.
All right. Now, you've mentioned that you are specifically targeting the vulnerable parts, women of the population specifically. How do you actually just reach out to them and make this information available to them so that they know, okay, there's this 2-month course here that I can do, and then an additional month for training? How do you get this information to them?
We do a lot of adverts on social media. Facebook. Our Facebook page is very active. Before COVID, we used to do this, can I say, road shows, where we sensitize. We go to the slums like Kayole, Kibera, Madare, and we just call these youth groups, and we teach them on the importance of having skills. These women and these youths feel left out because I didn't go to school. Mtu anajiona ni kama ni mjinga, because he or she believes that I cannot do anything. But we wanted to bring something else. All hopes are not lost. There's still something you can do. I'm actually doing it. It's not like I'm seated in a big office somewhere, but I'm telling you, this is what I am doing.
You're living proof.
Yes. If you see me looking like this, it's because of this. So some young lady out there will be like, mi nataka kuwa kama wewe. So this is what we used to do before COVID, but right now we use our social media sana, because most of the people are in social media.
All right. So, but even still, in using social media to reach out, there are still people who would want to take advantage of the situation. Do you have like a verification mechanism to actually ensure that these opportunities are going to the deserving people that you have specifically gone out to look for?
Yes, we do have. Before, we do a thorough background check. When you come to us, we don't just take you in. We have a 1 month of just doing background check of our students, knowing where do you live. If you're living with your parents, we have to talk to your parents.
Consent again.
Yes, we have to have the consent of your parent, and even the area chief who knows you around there. So if you go to the kijijis in the slums, they have this area chief where everyone, utapata mtu moja anajulikana almost na everybody. So we have proof that this kind of a person, by day, she stays here, this is what she does, she's a mama mboga, or she's doing this, and she's a really nice person. Because now, again, we don't just take everyone. You might be vulnerable, but now your interest is not there, or you're not focused, or you're not serious about what you want in your life. So we have to get the people who are serious, because you're looking into it that every student completes
the course. Once you start, no dropping out.
Yes, once you start, we want you to complete it, because the end game ni usaidike. You get help, and the end game is I get to change your life. You're no longer the same person when you walked into Frankies Foundation. You're
able to take care of yourself and those that you love. And how has the reception been like for the women that, you know, you took this idea to them, they were interested and they took it on, and the population generally that you have been targeting, how have they received this whole idea of women joining the ICT space?
They've received it well. When we started Frankies, it was all about now the youth. And when we started it, before we could now start doing vigorous adverts and what, so we could only get male coming in. So now when I started sharing my story about Frankies Foundation, and I remember I did my first interview, and the next day my office was crammed with women. So it's something that it's something they didn't hear of, but once they got it, now I'm getting more women coming in, because now when we graduated our first women, we even got more enrolling in, because now they could see it is something that it's possible. You see, the problem with us women, we always want to see who starts first so that we can go in, because now it was now a field that was now termed as a male-dominated area. You cannot go in there as a woman. But once they saw like 2, 3, 4, 10 are doing the training, so the reception is very good, and I'm getting, right now I have a lot of applications, women just waiting to join the course, because it's also something that when you get it, you don't just go and sit with it. Once I've taught you to do something with your hands, you can actually go and market yourself, get yourself clients, do something good. One client will refer you to another. So wameona inasaidia, and the reception is, they impressed it well.
That's the beauty of a transferable skill. You know, no one can take it away from you. You can only give it, and you can earn a living from it, and you can lead a very decent life from just a skill that you learned. Now, in as much as we say it's a male-dominated industry, yes, the men are there, and given they are, you know, they contribute to the biggest majority, they also have a role to play when it comes to encouraging more women to actually join the industry. From your personal experience and from what you have seen, how do you think this can be done? Bringing men to the conversation to encourage other women to actually step up and, you know, join the industry?
I think we just need to educate our men, because up to date I'm still struggling some men thinking that women cannot do this, you see. So there are these men who are just there to demean you and to make you small and seem small, but still not all men are monsters. There are some men, I'm here because a man believed in me, you see. A man saw me and said, you can actually do this, try do this. You see, there are still men out there who are nice, who are good, kind enough, but we encourage men to be outspoken more, encourage women to join this kind of courses, encourage women to join this kind of fields, because it's not just it was just not meant for men, but anyone can do it. If you can do it, I can do it. Yeah.
All right, now let's talk a bit about some of the notable achievements that you have been able to tick off as the Frankies Foundation. And the first one that I saw was training over 200 women.
Yes.
Training over 200 women in a span of how many years?
4 years.
4 years.
Yes. In a span of 4 years, we've been able to train over 200 women. As I told you, it was embraced well, and it's a short course. So it's not a course that goes for 1 year. It is 2 months and you're gone, 2 months and we have others. So in future we're even hoping to train even more, because we are coming up with other new ideas, and that is one of our, we are always proud when we see these women. Some of them have been taken to other organizations and they are now working there. They're not the same people that came in. That is one of our biggest achievements. We've also done a competition, Entrepreneurship World Cup, and we were first position in Kenya, 20 out of 27 participants. So again, because of Corona, we didn't manage to reach the end, because we were supposed to go and present our project in Saudi Arabia. It was a very nice project. It's a foundation, and we still have a business aspect of it, because now the foundation cannot sustain itself. You see, it's a non-profit. We are not charging for the training, but we still need the foundation to grow. If you've been in an organization before, you can anyone can say it's very difficult getting funds. You can do a lot of, we've done proposals, but we've never gotten any fund or any grant. But now we still need this foundation to run. What are we teaching? We are teaching skills. We cannot just teach skills and sit down. So we are offering the same services to the public out there. As Frankies Foundation, we came up with a very clever way, or a very nice way, because right now if I come to you and tell you nipatie 10,000, just like that you will not give me. But nikikuja nikuuzie kitu ama nikufanyie kitu, then it wouldn't be so difficult for you to give me that money. So this is what we do. We go to organizations, we go to companies, and we tell them we are a foundation. This is what we do. We also do services. We can service your machines, we can repair your machines. Tupatie hiyo kazi. And you get watatupatia hiyo kazi, and we tell them, by you giving us this, you are supporting this foundation. This is how you're supporting these women. And that's how we work and we get paid. And that's how our foundation is sustaining itself.
What about involving the Ministry of ICT?
Yes, that was also...
And especially considering it also houses the youth affairs.
Yes, that was also another hard part of it, because we've looked for the Ministry of ICT, but we finally found them. We finally got in touch with the right person that now recognized our foundation. They recognize our foundation as a vocational training college, and we've not yet gotten any funding from it, but that recognition a lot has given us a milestone, as taking us places, because now kuna wale watu wanauliza, are you recognized by any body in the government? But you are recognized by the Ministry of ICT. They gave us a training space that when we get enough funds, we are able to take our students there. So we have a training space from the Ministry of ICT, and we are able to train our women there.
Now, which other stakeholders or members of the value chain have been able to come on board and support in one way, shape, manner, or form?
At the moment, we just have the Ministry of ICT.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe somebody is watching us today and they're open to assisting. What forms of assistance do you feel are necessary, or rather make sense to the kind of job that you're doing with these women?
Because it's a tech industry, and these women need support. We all need support. The foundation needs to be supported. You can come in as a sponsor. You can choose to sponsor 10 women. You can choose to sponsor 5. You can come in as a sponsor. You can also, there are some people who bring in tools. We need tools to work in the workshop. Yes. The space that we are training in town is we are leasing the space. You can also choose to just sponsor the foundation by paying for us the space. Any kind of help, it's appreciated. Whether you bring in tools, that's you've helped somewhere. Whether you've sponsored like 10 students or 5 women, any kind.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, this now brings me to the political part of this all, because again, as a woman and as a young person for that matter, you have thrown your hat in the political space and you are hoping to become an MCA in Nairobi County. Where did this stem from?
All this motivated by my background, where I grew up, and my mom gives me a lot of strength. I was brought up in a family of 4, and just a single parent, my mom, and she's disabled. So my life hasn't been that easy, because I didn't grow up like a normal kid. So I had to work 2 times better, because mom would always push, ukicheza na maisha yako, you see how I'm looking like, this is how you will end up. This is so. And I could see she had so much strength and she had so much courage that I always walk with. And even joining Frankies Foundation and deciding to support women is because I grew up with women at home, my mom, my sisters. I just have one brother who acted like a father to all of us, you see. So when I got into the political space, or when I thought into getting into the political space, is because of what I want to change in the society.
And what is that?
Yes.
That you want to change?
I want more women into these spaces. I want more women to be empowered. Empowerment of women imeenda chini in Kenya, you see, because no one believes that a woman can do something. The other day I heard in the radio somebody asking, is Kenya ready for women leadership? And I got kind of offended, and I was like, what sort of a question is that? We are ready, and you see what happened with Martha Karua. You see what Martha Karua is one of the icons that makes me feel I can do it.
Yes.
You see, because she started at an early age. So I want to change this. And I have started doing something for 4 years, running this organization and supporting these women without charging them anything, shows that I have the heart of the community. I want to solve this problem of unemployment, you see. And that's why we were coming up with this field of skills. And I want more women into this so that we can reduce prostitution, we can reduce gender-based violence. All this happened because people are idle, watu wamekaa kwa nyumba, there's no money, there's a lot of frustration. But if everyone can get something to do, if you're getting even 200 shillings per day, you see, everyone has 200 shillings per day, which means our economy is growing. And I want another woman out there to believe that hii kitu si ati iko na wenyewe. You see, we all can do it. That's why I believed so much in myself, and I said, I'm getting into politics. Because for me, I feel like there's something that has to be done. Women are not just supposed to be seen as sex objects. No. We actually can speak out, we have good ideas, we can do something. You see, and wherever there is a woman, everything is always organized, even in the house. And you can know, if you go out, hata ukiwa na 10 bob, but you have a kid at home, you'll remember, ule mtoto ana socks, and you'll even sacrifice that, hiyo pesa ununue kitu. So women, we have this heart of, we are emotional beings. We take everything we put all our emotion in it. Okay. So this is why I'm getting into politics and running as an MCA in Nairobi CBD. That is the toughest ground to tackle.
And why did you choose to start with, or rather to go for the MCA seat as opposed to any other of the elective 6 positions that there are?
I felt comfortable at the moment with MCA seat because MCA is tunasemanga is the nursery of politics. That is where, yeah, that is where you start with. Yeah. You start. I never bite more than I can chew. This is what I can chew for now. Yes, this is where I want to start with. And this is where I want to show people and other women that it can be done. Despite of your age, I meet people out there and telling me, you're very young, ngoja next time. There is no next time. This is Kenya. If you don't fight for your position right now, there is no next time, because the next time another young person will come who is even more stronger than I am, with brilliant ideas than I am, then what will I say? So I'm fighting for my space right now because I want young people to believe that you are not just there to be brainwashed and to be told what to do. You see, it's a time that we dictate what we want. This is what we want. 13.9 million youths in this country can make a decision. You see, we don't have to be always brainwashed by handouts and wamama tunaitwa tu mahali tunabebwa na lori tunaenda kupiga kelele. No, that is not what we want.
All right. Now, you see, when it comes to our country, representation has always been a big problem, and especially for women. And there are 2 arguments here. One that says that women are not showing up for the positions that are available, and others saying women just are not interested in politics, or others saying that there aren't opportunities available for these women. Given you are joining this political space, do you think women are not showing up to represent themselves, or the opportunity to do so is what is a problem looking at our political history as a country?
There are so many opportunities for women, and do you know why women are not showing up? Or rather, they show up and we end up with lesser women in there. There's something where there's a lot of fear being sold out for women out there. Like I've told you, somebody tells you you're still young, you can do it next time. That is, it's like this person is trying to brainwash me. Another thing is, still, women are being seen as sex objects. There are some people who are not strong enough to actually know how to handle this. Because you will get in there, utaambiwa all sorts of things. People will want to sleep with you. People will want to do this type of things to you. Some people are even threatening to kill you. You see, these are things that scares women. You see, when once a woman umeshamwambia kitu kama hiyo, people will feel like, no, this is not a space for me. I say politics, and we are being told every day politics is dirty. It is not dirty.
Yeah.
We have dirty people in politics that we should just do away with, you see. And until that day, we will have strong women who can stand on their grounds and say no. If I say no, it is no. And if I put my mind in this thing, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. What's the worst thing that can happen? If the likes of Wakina Martha Karua have survived, if the likes of Wakina Charity Ngilu, Akina Millie Odhiambo have survived, these are strong women. And you need to be strong to be able to be in this political space. So women are not coming in because of the fear that is being sold out there about politics. And also, with our political parties, sometimes I feel like they are more biased against women, because you'll find in a constituency or in a ward, one woman is running against like 10 men, you see. And these 10 men, they'll try to overshadow you, they'll try to make you seem small, and at the end of the day, you'll find wamemove power. So I feel like also our political parties should actually consider women in some position, like where one woman is standing against like 10 men, or the only woman is standing there but men surrounding her. I mean, she should be given a chance, because that's a woman with a lot of courage, you see.
Now, you have mentioned the number of things that you would want to bring to life should you get this elected position. But we all know when it comes to the political space, the first 100 days are always definitive to any leader's tenure and their leadership. Now, should you get this position, should you be elected as an MCA within the Nairobi space, in order of priority, what are those things that you would want to effect as soon as possible?
According to the ward that I'm vying in, Nairobi Central, CBD. Yeah. So the most, my priorities are 3. I want to do rehabilitation of street families. We have a larger number of street families that are growing in CBD every day. After Corona, the number went high. You get a man living in the street with the whole family. So we have to do rehabilitation of the street families. Some of them, we just find a place for them to stay. They are very sane people. Kuna wale watu wananikuja and they are just telling me, mi nataka tu kazi. If I can get a house, if I can get a job, I can get a single room and stay with my family there. So we find a place for these people to actually. Some will go to rehab, some will just find a place for them and something to do. Now that again comes with the empowerment of the youths and women. You see, when you place these people into these empowerment centers, you've helped somewhere, because now you're teaching them survival skills, how they can survive on their own, instead of now the government dishing out money. That is one of the things that I'm thinking of doing the first 100 days, and ensuring that there is security. In town, uptown, you can walk at night, but on the downtown, kushuka chini, you cannot. Yes, our security is not good. And again, it's because of these growing numbers of street families. At the end of the day, they need to eat, they need something in their pockets. So they will wait for you down there, na wakunyonge. So I have to ensure that security is well and our environment is well conserved. Takataka, and there are a lot of garbages down there.
Nairobi garbage.
Yes. Yeah. So this is all liaising with the county assembly, and when you're in good relationship with the governor and the MP, I believe everything is possible. You see, how long can it take the county assembly kutoa trucks kubeba hizo takataka and ensure that that street is just well maintained, for even hawkers to hawk in these other streets, no wasisumbuane na kanjo huko chini. This is something that I'm planning to do when I get the seat, and also just try and negotiate. These hawkers are also our mothers and fathers out there. They also need to do something. Our markets are filled. If we can even create spaces in the market, or if the spaces are not there, but why can't we negotiate for, we give them timelines, like they can sell in town for 4 hours from 4 to 9. and we give them spaces where they can selling and wasisumbuane na kanjo, so that they can also have peace when they are selling their stuff. At the end of the day, they get something to take home.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, as we bring this conversation to a close, just your call to action message, number one, when it comes to Frankie Foundation and the fact that you're targeting women to join this tech space and take up these opportunities that are readily available waiting for them. They just need to show up. And then again, your role in the political space. There is your camera.
Okay. To any woman listening to me right now, all hopes are not lost. We still have hope. Whether you went to school or not, we as Frankies Foundation are offering something. And this is a survival skill. This is something that will help you for the rest of your life. So you can find us in any social media, Frankies Foundation, and apply for this course. It's a 2-month course and it is free of charge. You can come at Norwich Union Mezzanine Floor for more information. And just have hope, never give up in life. As a politician, Nairobi,
residents of Nairobi, especially the business community.
Yes, the residents of Nairobi, the business community, you know me, you've been with me doing my door-to-door campaign. Most of you know what I do, and most of you know what I can do. If I've been able to support for 4 years without getting anything from the government or from anybody, I believe that when you give me this chance to run as an MCA in Nairobi CBD, I can do more. So this time round, tunasema, we choose change. And let us believe in women this time round. Let us not be brainwashed. Let us chagua mtu.
All right, sitaongeza. We have been speaking with Vivian Owino. She is the co-founder of Frankies Foundation and also an aspirant seeking the MCA elective seat here in Nairobi and an ODM ticket. So we do wish you all the best as you continue with these 2 journeys that, have been anchored on one key aspect, that was your life experience, and we'll be here to support you as best as we can. Okay,
I can just correct something. Yes. I'm not running on an ODM ticket. I'm independent.
Independent.
Yes.
Point of correction. Independent candidate seeking the Nairobi CBD MCA elective post.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So that brings us to a close of Good Morning Kenya. Thank you for being with us through and through. That is all for today, but be sure to join us again tomorrow morning right here on KBC Channel 1. My name is Jen Wamboy. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing.